Hi, EIE folks and everyone else. Long time no see. It's like so many of us in this room, it would be impossible for me to imagine my presence here today without the influence of Steve Schafer. As a matter of fact, the entire arc of my life was changed by Steve when he told me, he didn't ask me in 1978, that I would become responsible for helping to manage nifty programs in Israel in North America. I think he was really tired, and Debbie can attest to this, of driving to Kennedy Airport to send kids off to Israel. That would become my responsibility, and the EIE kids here had the pleasure of my company at JFK on the 24th of January when their journey began. 26th. That's it. On a personal note, to demonstrate very deeply Steve's impact on my life, it would, if you told me that I would have 3 kids who would make Aliyah, 3 grandchildren born in Tel Aviv, a son in the IDF, all absolutely inconceivable without Steve's dramatic transformation of my personal life. You've heard from Sally and from Hank and from Lori and David. Steve was a visionary. There was never a dull moment in the presence of Steve Schafer, and his daughter Debbie can attest to that. I want to recognize that the Jewish world today acknowledges that Steve Schafer understood more than 50 years ago that immersive Jewish experiences build Jewish community, identity, and commitment. In an ever-evolving world for young people, where choosing to be Jewish is among a myriad of choices, immersive Jewish experiences like Camp in Israel change lives forever. We opened our first camp in 1952, Olin Sang Ruby. Are there some Osrui people here? Yay. And we began sending kids to Israel in 1958. EIE was launched in 1961, Hank tells me, when Shimon Chazdi pressured nifty director Sam Cook, Rabbi Sam Cook, to create an international student exchange program. EIE, in those more than 50 years, has become our movement's most intense, challenging, and rewarding experience we offer young people. More than 3,000 alumni worldwide look back on their EIE semester as the pivotal experience in their lives. So many are leaders of Jewish communities. All have a love of Jewish learning, a deep sense of personal connection to Israel and the Jewish people. So much of this is true for more than 20 years because of the extraordinary skill and efforts of our EIE principal, Baruch Kraus. Baruch, working in partnership with the thoughtful team he has assembled. So much credit goes to you, the 66 EIE students here today. You've had the courage, the bravado, the chutzpah to choose to do what so few high school students do today: travel far from home, work harder than you've ever worked before, and investing so much of yourselves in this amazing journey called EIE. My charge and challenge here today, as we think about how Rabbi Steve Schafer inspired so much of what we have become and what our programs in Israel have become, my charge and challenge to our EIE students today is to challenge you to think about how you are going to translate the power of what you have created here together and learned in Israel when you return home. How can you connect to and inspire others to become engaged to launch their own unique Jewish journeys, as you have done with so much deep commitment? Perhaps most important to each and every one of you, which was Steve's message to us in our lives, those of us who have the privilege to have been his students, to have worked with Steve, to have been mentored by Steve. Perhaps most important is how will each of you find your own voice to articulate what Judaism, Israel, and the Jewish people mean to you. It may come as a surprise to many of you, although Rich spilled the beans a few minutes ago, but more people come to Israel on URJ Israel programs in the past year than ever before. Baruch, Rich, Ruby, and Gingy, and a cast of hundreds welcomed more than 2,700 15 to 26-year-olds in the past year on EIE, on Nifty in Israel, and on URJ Kesher Birthright programs. Steve Schafer, if he were alive today, would be thrilled. Here in Israel, we seek to inspire young people to find meaning in Jewish tradition, in our heritage, strengthening their engagement with Judaism, the Jewish people, and Israel. The kids travel here to have fun, to explore Israel, to make new friends. They return home proud of themselves and their people. Whether they spend 10 days, 5 weeks, or 4 months in Israel, our team here strives to launch lifelong Jewish journeys where our alumni are inspired to live intentional and engaged Jewish lives. Those of us here today who have the privilege of welcoming young people to Israel know that we stand on the shoulders of Rabbi Sam Cook, of Shimon Chazdi, of Rabbi Steve Schafer, Hank Skirball, Alan Levine. We stand on the shoulders of Terry Hendon. We stand on the shoulders of Dov Gilon, Lee Diamond, David Foreman of blessed memory, and Chaim Sharet. Their commitment to kids and passion for Zionism and Israel informs and guides us today, as together we strive to build a future for Israel and the Jewish people. Thank you for providing me with the honor of speaking to you about my boss and my mentor, Rabbi Steve Schafer. May his memory be for a blessing.